There are a great many misconceptions about the world of business and our economy generally. Most of us, and most of our institutions, from our universities and business schools to the business press, we often get it wrong. Businesses are smaller than we've been led to believe. It is easy to see from the statistics that billionaire entrepreneurs leading tech startups are not nearly as numerous as we think.
The size of a business is one of the key determinants of the nature of business services that a business needs. At SBA Canada, we liken it to the stages of growth of a person. Imagine teaching a toddler about sex. All toddlers are soon aware of their own sex, but very few struggle to understand their sexuality. It simply isn't an issue for a toddler. But, for teenagers, things are a lot different. In the same way, as businesses grow and evolve, their needs change. However, growth doesn't necessarily mean getting bigger. The appropriate size for a CPA in practice that serves small businesses is probably 1 or 2 practitioners, with no full-time staff. How do we know? The most profitable 50% of small CPA firms, those with less than $5 million in revenue, spend less than $4,000 annually on labor, according to a report published each year by Industry Canada. While less than 1.5% of Canadian businesses have 50 or more employees, and more than 85% have 4 or fewer, most of the training for the 95,000 CPAs that work in the accounting services industry is aimed at providing audit and advisory services to our largest businesses and to governments, and to a lesser extent providing specialized tax for international businesses and very high net worth individuals and families.
You'd be forgiven if you believed that Canada wasn't nearly as entrepreneurial as the US. After all, Google, Tesla, Microsoft and GM, and all the biggest names are all there. But, if we look at the statistics, in terms of small and medium-sized businesses, Canada comes off pretty well when compared to the United States. In fact, in each size category for small and medium-sized businesses, we have more businesses per 1 million in population than the Americans. Many Americans would have us believe that with all of our socialized medicine and our allegedly higher taxes, we have created significant disincentives for business. Americans do dominate when it comes to the largest businesses, though. Certainly Americans benefit from a market that is 10 times our size. However, our corporate tax rate is still actually lower than the US rate. This may be because most Canadian corporations are admittedly smaller, and benefit from the small business deduction. I must say that I am taken aback when I hear spokesmen from our largest CPA firm speak in favor of eliminating the small business deduction in order to put in place a lower, overall corporate tax rate. We do pay a price when it comes to our higher personal tax rates, though. It does seem ludicrous to simply compare the rate and ignore the services we benefit from. Canadians enjoy better access to healthcare than Americans. In addition, pension benefits, employment insurance and other transfers to individuals are much higher here. However, Americans pay a much greater percentage of their taxes on the military and defense. In light of the war in Ukraine, maybe Canadians need to step up.
The Hatchery was launched in 2022 to deliver practical training for students in the Business Analyst Technician program. Our students earn modest incomes working with Canada's smallest businesses and learning their trade. All students work under the supervision of our professional members. Together they deliver high-quality year-end accounting work, all at a reasonable cost. We developed our copyrighted Cloudware business system to ensure that your file is done professionally from beginning to end. After completion, your year-end file can be shared with a professional to file taxes and financial statements for your business.